This is called Margal. Can you guess what it is and how its production started? Stay tuned to find out.
You are watching or listening to an episode of The Prototypes. The show is your starting guide to exploring the world of creating your own one of a kind pieces or original products that artisans in Shikoku, Japan will produce. I'm Satoko, a bespoke artisanal experience coordinator, the founder of Kore Shikoku Japan, and the host of this show. I share the real stories of how the products by my collaborating heritage craft artisans in Shikoku, Japan began and developed. I hope the show inspires you to start designing your next bespoke item and, better yet, interests you to be the next Japanese artisan-made product designer. Welcome to episode 2 of the Prototypes. In this episode, I will share the real story of how Margal was born and developed. Its birth story has 3 elements when you consider designing artisan-made products. Margal is a wooden clutch bag designed by Mrs. Morimoto and produced by Mr. Morimoto. The first Margal didn't look like this, and it took quite a journey of brush up. Before I share Margal's journey, let me introduce Mr. and Mrs. Morimoto, just in case you missed the previous episode. Mr. Morimoto is one of our collaborating heritage craft artisans. His background is that of a traditional joiner, so his prime craft is producing shoji screens. Shoji screens are sliding doors used in Japanese traditional style rooms. He is also a certified Kagawa Prefecture's heritage craft artisan of Kude Craft. Mrs. Morimoto is the artisan's wife and former apparel designer who designs her husband's new products. Oh, by the way, Kagawa is in the Shikoku region of Japan, and that is where we are based. In the previous episode, I shared the birth story of a triangular prism wooden bag produced by them. Today's episode starts with Mrs. Morimoto's inspiration from the bag. After successfully designing and producing a light, durable, unique-looking wooden bag, fashion enthusiast Mrs. Morimoto got an idea, and she asks her husband, "Can you bend wood? I want to see a round wooden bag." The prototype Mr. Morimoto made is this. It looks pretty chunky and cubic compared to the current model. Although I had heard Margal's birth story before, I asked them to tell it again to make sure I hadn't missed anything. It was my first time hearing about Margal from both of Morimoto's at the same time. Mrs. Morimoto looks back to the beginning and remarks in front of her husband, "I absolutely hated Margal's first look. I thought it was ugly." Mr. Morimoto replies to his wife's comment with a confident smile. "But I made it exactly what you explained it to me, didn't I?" "True," says Mrs. Morimoto, sticking her lips out. Mr. Morimoto explains the main reason why the first Margal got so chunky and fundamental failure of the initial model. The central part of the Margal was created with stripped wood, the same width as regular shoji screens. Because he calculated the size and form of the Margal with the regular wood strip, it became chunky. Also, he mentioned that his choice of wood was not suitable for a bag. Although hinoki, a Japanese cypress, is a common wood used for shoji screens, it was too soft to be used for bags. The prototypes quickly got scratch marks and dents. This was about the early stage of Mr. Morimoto's search for a way to use his skills to create something other than doors and shoji screens. Today, his choice of wood is usually dead on. His knowledge of choosing suitable wood must come from his experience, including unsuccessful ones. That is how Margal started its journey, which included countless brush-ups, such as improving the quality of the leather strap for pochette and handbag versions, the width of the central part, and the types of wood. According to Mrs. Morimoto, an improved version has been born once a year since 2011. Still, the form was far from the current model. When and how did the change happen? I asked. Then, "It was you!" Mr. and Mrs. Morimoto replied to me at the same time with a huge laugh. What? Did I? The interview had to stop for a while because the three of us couldn't stop laughing at my bad memory. Apparently, I had said to them, "How about a clutch bag?" I don't remember the moment, but I remember drawing design sketches for them. It was before I started Kore Shikoku Japan. They were about to exhibit their products at a trade show in France, and I was going to attend the show on their behalf in 2018. Mrs. Morimoto wanted a drastic model change for Margal, and I was asked for some opinions. That is how the current form of Margal was born, as a clutch bag. Yet, its journey didn't end there. After Margal and I came back from France, one issue arose: the usage of animal leather. Mrs. Morimoto wanted to make Margal animal friendly. It took years to search for suitable material that doesn't compromise the production process. If the production process had to be changed, the appearance of Margal inevitably had to change. Finally, a few years ago, Mrs. Morimoto found a local embroidery establishment with unique skills and technology that solved all problems other substitute materials had. Thanks to the unique embroidery, the range of inner fabric got wider and added a right uniqueness suitable for Margal. This was how Margal was born and developed. But doesn't it leave one question? Why is it called Margal? Magaru is a Japanese word for to bend. Margal started with Mrs. Morimoto's question, "Can you bend wood?" So she named the new wooden bag as Margal from the Japanese word magaru. But are any wood parts of Margal really bent? The answer is no. Do you know why? It's because Mr. Morimoto is a traditional joiner. The joiners use straight wood. It's not that Mr. Morimoto cannot bend wood. He wanted to leave joiner DNA in Margal. What part of the journey of Margal did you find interesting or was a key point for you? Please let me know in the comments. What I would like you to remember from this story for you to design artisan-made items with us are: 1. Doubt ordinary. Wood pieces do not have to be straight, and illustrating curves with straight wood pieces is possible. 2. Balancing artisan's original craft and your design. Incorporating the knowledge of artisans' original crafts and what they cherish the most into your design will make your products unique and outstanding. 3. You don't need to be able to draw a product design sketch. Tell me what you're looking for, and I'll draw sketches until the appearance meets your vision, so that we can avoid the many brush ups Margal experienced. The collaborating artisans are excited about the idea of producing bespoke items, something new and unique. Once you have an idea, let me know. I'll be happy to coordinate your production. So stay connected by following me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. For a more direct connection, join Misenoma membership. I'll leave the links in the description. That's all for this episode. Your support gets me going, so if you like this episode or want to let me know you've just listened to it, please like it or leave a comment wherever you are listening. Thank you for your support and listening. See you next time.